Today, I'm going to be talking about 5 kitchen investments that you can do when remodeling your kitchen that will add significant value to your home. And guys, the last one is definitely the most important one because it is absolutely what every single person is looking for nowadays in their new kitchen. And this investment is going to add a ton of value to your home. So definitely make sure to stick around to the very end to see what that is. But let's not waste any more time and let's dive right into today's topic. All right, so starting off strong, the first one is lighting. This is a must-have in your new kitchen. This is something that if you invest a little bit of money into, you're gonna love your new kitchen much more. Really anything in your house, if you're remodeling your house, add new lighting in whatever room it is. So if you're remodeling your bedroom, your bathroom, your hallway, your living room, family room, kitchen, anything like that, add new lighting in there, or at least change the old and outdated lighting to something new. I know that light fixtures can be a little bit expensive, especially if you're looking for a more modern one and nicer one, especially with, a lot of LEDs or something that looks really modern. It's going to be expensive, but it is so worth it and it's going to add so much value to your home. But for the kitchen, I'm specifically talking about recessed lighting. This is something very important. You must have recessed lighting in your new kitchen. A lot of older homes will have either just one light on the top of the ceiling, and it's just going to be shining onto the entire kitchen, which it doesn't look good. It does not add any lighting at all. It's very dark in there. And if it's dark, it's just not going to make you a lot of money. So add new recessed lighting. It's going to be so worth it and you will make so much more money on your home if you decide to sell it in the future. I would also add under cabinet lighting. This is going to really enhance the entire kitchen, make it look much more expensive and visually appealing. And buyers will definitely look into that. They will really appreciate you spending that extra money to add something nicer and something that is going to add a little bit more lighting to your countertop surface. Now, the next one, which may seem like it's very obvious, is actually something that a lot of people do wrong, and then they end up regretting it in the future because they try to save a couple $100s on this kitchen. And a lot of people make this mistake when remodeling their kitchen. They're not putting their crown molding all the way to the ceiling. Of course, if we're talking about 9-foot ceilings or 10-foot ceilings or up, it's obviously going to be a little bit different. You can't actually put that crown molding up to the ceiling in some cases, because if you end up putting a little bit of a taller filler, it may not look that nice. Cabinet heights are usually 30, 33, 36. They also go to 39 and also 42. Those are some of the usual cabinet sizes that you will get in pretty much any cabinet store. But if you, for example, have 8-foot ceilings and you decide to go what is the most common, in this case, 36-inch height of cabinets, and you decide to put a crown molding without any filler, and you have just a small gap like this between the actual crown molding and the ceiling, it's just not going to look nice. It's going to look very cheap. Something like a landlord special or something you would see in a house that was flipped by a really cheap investor. And this is absolutely not something that you want to do in your own house. So definitely add a filler. It's going to look so much better, and put that crown molding all the way to the ceiling. In that case, if you have 8-foot ceilings, if you have 9-foot ceilings, of course, you can get cabinets that are maybe 39 inches. You can kind of see the size of the crown molding and see if you can actually put a filler there to put it all the way to the ceiling. Coming in at number 3 is a pantry cabinet. Now, this can be either a actual pantry cabinet, or it could be a cabinet like doors that lead to a walk-in pantry. This is also something nice. However, with a walk-in pantry where you open the cabinet doors and you walk in there, it's gonna be definitely more on the expensive side. And not only that, but you need to, of course, have the space that would allow for that kind of feature. However, what I'm really talking about is an actual pantry cabinet. You can get them in maybe a 28-inch wide, 30, 33, or even 36, maybe even more than that. I'm not too sure. However, we haven't done more than actual 36, but 36 inches is really a lot of space. And you can also get them, of course, in different heights. So you can get them, maybe 80 inches or 84 inches up to, I think, 96 inches. Maybe more than that, but it really depends on the supplier of cabinets. But this is a really useful feature. I know that it's going to be expensive. Pantry cabinets, they really are expensive, especially if you opt for one of those ones where you have the drawers that pull out, and people will really appreciate this. So I would definitely spend a few $100s more for something like that. Maybe it could be even $1,000 more for just that cabinet alone. Maybe even more than that. I'm not too sure, but you really have to just check with your supplier to see how much more it is. But it adds so much value to your home and people will really love it. You yourself will love it a lot. You'll have so much space to put things in there. And a lot of smaller homes, they don't actually have a designated pantry space. So this cabinet can allow for that pantry. It's a very useful feature. I highly recommend it. Number 4 on the list is removing soffits. Now, this can be a no-brainer for a lot of people, but still many people make this mistake. They don't remove soffits. Now, if someone has a much lower budget and they're just replacing the cabinets and countertops to something newer, something that's a little bit modern, then of course maybe soffits aren't really in their budget and it's going to be too expensive. However, I would definitely get an estimate to see how much it's going to cost to remove those soffits, because in many cases it might not be too much, because if a contractor is already there, maybe they're not going to charge that much more to remove soffits. But at the end of the day, removing soffits will allow you to have much more space for taller cabinets, which are going to be much more functional, and it will be more visually appealing and more modern to have those kind of cabinets without that soffit. So definitely, if you have a little bit of an open budget, look into removing soffits, because it's going to be so much worth it. And it's not going to look like you just totally cheaped out on your kitchen remodel. And now it is time to talk about the last one, the one that is the most important, that absolutely every single person wants in their new kitchen. It makes your home look so much more modern, visually appealing, and upscale. And this is removing walls. Now, this is probably not a surprise to you. However, a lot of people still make this mistake by not removing walls. Like I said, this is a similar thing like with the soffits. Maybe someone doesn't have that big of a budget to remove walls, because at the end of the day, it is definitely expensive to remove walls, especially if you have a low bearing wall and you have to put a beam in there. It's going to be expensive. But like I said with the soffits, I would get an estimate to see how much it would be to remove that wall. Maybe it's not going to be that much for your budget, and maybe it will be something better for you. But this will add so much space to opt for a giant island in the middle. It's going to really create a nice entertainment center. You're going to love hosting parties, having guests over. It's really going to be a fun time, and it's going to connect the kitchen with the family room, which is something that the new modern homes have now. So if you want your older home to feel like it's more modern and a new construction, definitely look into removing walls. This will be so worth it. You're going to have a ton of value added to your home, and you're going to have so much more demand for a home that has walls removed and everything open concept. But those were the top 5 investments, in my opinion, that are the most worth it, that will add so much more value to your home. Definitely make sure to look at some of these investments when remodeling your kitchen, because they can add a lot of value to your home and you will really like your new kitchen. But other than that, that is it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, definitely make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel if you are new. Leave a comment in the comment section down below what kind of videos you would like to see next, and I'll be sure to make them for you guys. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next video.